Padma, you're currently filming Top Chef, season 11. I think it's season 10 for you, but season 11 all up. That is really exciting. So, what episode are you currently up to?
Well, we're about midway through, so we've just finished Restaurant Wars, and we're in the home stretch now.
Okay.
Everyone's pretty tired. It's really hot.
Uh,
We're actually in the middle of shooting Judges Table right now at this minute.
right. Really? Okay, so are things getting a little heated at today's judges' table like they usually do?
Yep, they are. As usual, they are. I mean, we're just trying to figure out right now. I'm going to move you here if that's okay. We're
Hmm.
just trying to figure out right now who's on our list for elimination, who to bring out for a possible win. It's right when we've sat down at judges' table, and right before we were to decide this third person, they whisked me away to come talk to you.
Yeah,
So
right.
a lot of suspense downstairs.
Oof, that is exciting stuff. Wow. Okay, so what can you tell us about season 11? Because we're all really excited about it.
It's so great. I'm so happy to be in New Orleans. Every season the show is really, really influenced by the city that we film in, and this season is no different. I've only been to New Orleans before when we were shooting the finale, and we didn't really have time for me to explore. And this season, I've had a lot of time to explore before we started, and then every day I have a day off. We're doing lots of fun things, and it's great. I mean, it is really, really hot outside. And we've done a couple of challenges outside, which have been pretty grueling, not only for me, but even more so, obviously, for the
Yeah.
chefs. And it's been great. I love the music here. I love the different cultures. There's so many different cultures that influence New Orleans. There's Spanish culture, first and foremost, because it used to be Spanish territory. Then, after the War of 1812, it went to the French. The Germans and Italians have come through here. You've got, of course, African culture from, way back when the slaves were still here, brought here, and then also you have Caribbean culture and Central American culture and the Gulf, all having this beautiful mix, this strange and glorious gumbo,
Right.
not only gastronomically but culturally.
That's really exciting. America has a real love affair, romantic notion about New Orleans, and I think that's what I'm looking forward to for season 11 because it's viewed as a place where cultures meet, and it's a spicy, interesting place to
Yeah.
be. So I'm looking forward to that specifically. Let's track back to
Well, I
season. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, well, I don't think you'll be disappointed
Cool.
because the city's so rich,
Yeah.
with lots of different foods and
Mm.
music and history and voodoo and all of it, and we're just trying to milk it for all it's worth. There's the swamp, there's the gator
Yeah.
culture,
Yeah.
there's all this fun stuff, and of course Cajun cuisine is really the only specific cuisine that is so different from the rest of the country.
Yeah.
It's very distinct, and it's because of this beautiful mix of all these cultures.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's taken this long, really, to film a whole season there. But anyway, we're looking forward to that. Now, season 10. Let's track back to that because that is currently the season that's eligible for Emmys next month.
Hmm.
Finale between two women, which is I
I
think
know.
was unprecedented. That was really exciting. Kristen Kish, Brooke Williamson. But in front of a live audience, I was taken aback by that. I wasn't expecting it. I perhaps didn't read it in any articles. I didn't know it was happening for some reason. What was behind that decision?
I think we just wanted to do something different. There is something exciting about watching these chefs go at it and seeing it in a theatrical way. We were all just saying, why don't we stay in LA for this
Mm-hmm.
one? I don't know all the different components that went into the decision because it's certainly not mine,
Yeah.
but I think it was fun. I mean, it was very exciting to be in the room. It's also exciting for us because we really shot it live.
Hmm. Yeah, wow. That's so exciting. Let's talk about Emmys because we are an Emmy website. And you've gone over this territory a bit before last year, but let's just go over it again because I think it's so exciting. 2009, you were nominated along with Tom Colicchio as reality host. That was during the reign, shall we say, of King Jeff Probst, who just kept winning the damn thing. But still, to have been nominated was really exciting for the show because at that point, Top Chef wasn't necessarily an Emmy favorite yet. It was always in the running, but never quite made it there. So tell us about the nomination for you personally as a host of a reality show.
Well, it would be wonderful. I mean, the show itself has been nominated every season since I've been on it, certainly. Not the first season, but since the second season on every single time we've gotten a nomination for the show. And, for us, it's a great kick to be on the same list as these amazing shows that we all know about and love. So it's just really a nice shot in the arm. It would be lovely to get a nomination personally as well, as the host of the show. So, we'll just see. There's so many great shows there, and it's, our show is pretty popular, but there is no shortage of great entertainment on TV. So we'll just have to see what happens.
That's right. Last year, Tom Bergeron won, which was really surprising. I don't think many people called that. But the Emmy voters seem to be going back to the same hosts year in, year out. And let's hope that they might mix it up again this year. But let's go back to 2010 because that was one of the most exciting Emmy moments in recent memory, really, especially for me as such a ridiculous fan of the show. When Top Chef won, finally, I remember watching your faces. You were all completely gobsmacked and so genuinely excited, right? I mean, just talk us through that night.
I have to tell you, we had been nominated so many times, and we kind of got used to just saying, okay, we have to go. And, we're happy to be nominated, and that's really cool. And, it was like, for us, it had become that it had become, at least for me, like we were sort of going because we were nominated, and that was great. Like that was kind of, or maybe we just got used to that. So, I don't think anybody was still thinking, well, we actually might win. You saw all our faces. Yeah. The camera doesn't lie. We were not at all expecting to do anything but go, have a good time, be excited for the show that it got nominated, look forward to see everybody else, have a nice evening in a pretty dress, and go home. My dress actually wound up ripping as I went to the stage. I mean, you didn't really notice it, but it was just one of the layers of chiffon, I think, got stepped on by all of us kind of running and trying to get there on time.
Yeah.
Gail and I were way in the back. We weren't even sitting with the rest of our cast and producers, so we had a long way. And there's this really funny picture online which just shows the two of us like jumping up like two little meerkats, and this sea of people, like totally unexpected. And then all you saw was this like ball of silk and hair and taffeta rolling down to the stage. I'm very happy we won. I think our producers do a really great job. I think we have a network who really believes in us and believes in the quality of the program and the fact that the food is really important. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of other reality shows that are out to, maybe, I don't know, just not actually concentrate on anything but the drama. But for us, it's really important about the craft of cooking and about these chefs. I think anyone on the show would agree with me that the chefs are really the star of our show.
They certainly are. Last year, you guys were nominated again, season 9, Texas. I was one of the people that was saying Top Chef's going to win again because you submitted an episode with Charlize Theron, which to me was one of the strongest episodes you've ever done. Wonderful episode. And then The Amazing Race won again. Now, tell us honestly, what crossed your mind when that happened?
I don't know. I think because, we had won the year before, we were thinking, okay, maybe it's our turn now to have a little bit of a streak, but it wasn't meant to be. Amazing Race is amazing. It's a great show. It's one of those things. It was fun being prom queen for a while, but I don't know. I can't even tell you what will happen. I have no clue. I'm really excited that we continue to be nominated. A lot of people spend their whole careers and lives in television and do great work, amazing shows, and never even get nominated. Right. So the fact that the show has been nominated every single season since I've been on is a big, big honor in and of itself.
You're right. That's the best attitude to have because a lot of people don't even make it to the show. Survivor is a great show that hasn't been nominated for years, and they really don't like that. But that's just the way it is. Now this year, season 10, Seattle, is up for Emmy consideration. Are you aware of what episode maybe these producers or you all have decided is the highlight that will be submitted to judges if you're nominated?
I don't. I mean, in certain years, I have been involved in the process. I don't remember, to be honest, which ones they submitted. I know they submit sometimes one for the show, one, different
Yeah.
ones for different categories. I really don't know what happened this year, to be honest. And in a way, it's better that I don't know because I
Yeah.
don't want to think about it. I just want to be, happy that we're there,
Yeah.
pick out my dress,
Have some
enjoy
fun.
the success of the show with a lot of people off camera that don't get to share in that. Of course, I'm there every day on camera, and Tom and I are on the ad campaign. But
Yeah.
actually, there's so many wonderful people who really make me look good and don't get to be seen. So for me, Emmy night is really about Erica Ross, Duneen Quinones, Nan Straight, Dan Cupboard, Dave Sirwatka, Andy Cohen, all these names that you kind of see on title cards.
Yeah.
But to me, those names have great meaning. They're not only my colleagues for several years, they're also some of my closest friends. And it's fun just to share a little bit of that success with them on that night. For me,
Absolutely.
that's what it's really about. I live in New York. Most of my producers live in LA. It also gives me a chance to be able to, spend some time, let loose a little bit with them, and then just enjoy. We work so hard on the show. We all come together with this great big circus to kind of do the show, and then we all scatter again. It's nice to be around them and share the magical evening without working.
Yeah, that's a good point. And when your colleagues and yourself, you've all worked your asses off, it's really nice though to get some recognition. So fingers crossed that happens for you. Now let's move off Emmys for a bit, and then I'll let you go back to judges' table. I'm such a geek now. I'm like, wow, how exciting! You're going back to judges' table. I wish you could bring the camera with you, but no.
I was thinking the same thing. They would
Yeah,
kill me if
they
I
would
did
kill you.
that, but I can only say that I would probably lose my job if
Yeah,
I did
we
that.
do not want that because obviously you being the host has really brought the show to life and the chemistry's there. We do not want to ruin the chemistry. Now, as a Top Chef geek, one question I've always wanted to know about, it's more of a technical thing, but when you're trying the food, which looks immaculate, it's like the best kind of food porn you're ever going to see, isn't it cold and dry and gross? I mean, how do they keep it so that it tastes as good as it's supposed to taste?
No, I mean, that's a great question because we have a rule on the show that we try and eat food when it's hot and it's served.
Oh,
Nobody's waiting around for lights or me to
oh,
have my hair blow dried or anything like that. When food comes out, we eat it.
right.
Sometimes, obviously, if I'm going around the kitchen and we've still got 14, 15 chefs, the last one is going to get a little cold just because it takes me a while to
Yeah.
get through the other dishes on the quick fire, and we allow for that. But I'm very proud of that fact. Like the food is, I'm not just saying that food is really important to us. It's very important that the show be extremely fair and as fair to everybody. And that's why, like a lot of times, we'll start at different points in the kitchen, so that we're always starting with a different chef. So some chef sometimes is in the beginning, sometimes in the middle, sometimes in the end.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, the other question I had was, if you go back, say, 10, 12 years, and people were telling me, cooking shows are going to be really hot on TV soon, I would have been like, that doesn't really sound right to me. But they really have taken off. The Food Network is like a destination. People can't wait to get home, like me, to watch it. And I can't taste the stuff. All I can do is watch it and watch people's reactions when they're tasting it. It's a very, very odd phenomenon. What do you think it is about cooking and food shows that have really taken off so much?
Do you watch the show on another channel in Australia? Is that
Yeah,
what happened?
yeah. We have a Food
Okay, because
Network
it's
as
on
well, but yeah, it's
Bravo
on
here.
Bravo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So are you talking to me from Australia?
I am. Yes, I am. But that's because we're all over the
Uh,
place from Gold Derby. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Well, you know, I think the reason that food shows are so compelling is because every creature on the planet eats. Everyone has very strong opinions, fully formed, nuanced opinions and memories of great food,
Yeah.
of horrible food, of their likes and dislikes, and how they like things cooked. You don't have to be an expert to do that. It's really, if it's a show about, auto mechanics, or it's a show about brain surgery, or it's a show about sewing, or whatever, you may not be interested in that so much, but food is something that we do every day, several times a day, and it's such an integral part of our survival that it's easy to have an opinion about it. And it's also like watching live action sports.
Yeah.
There's knives, there's heat, chefs are running around the kitchen, so you don't know what's going to happen, and anything can happen. So that's why it's exciting.
Totally. I totally agree with that. Now, I was wondering also, you see a lot of reality shows where there's a lot of conflict. Real Housewives of New Jersey, we had the great moment where that woman threw the table. I'm always expecting a table to be thrown in judge's table or judge's deliberation. But how heated does it get? Can you recall a particular instance where you all just wanted to kill each other? Like, does that ever happen?
I mean, it happens, but not that often. I mean, they might throw the judge's table over at me when I go back. It
Yeah.
take too much longer. But, the thing is, like, the conflict I can only speak about our show, but the conflict on our show really has to do with making the right decision, because these chefs have poured their heart and soul onto these plates of food. They've left their families and friends and their jobs, to come and cook, and they devoted all the time to do it. And so, for us, we just want to make the right decision. And I think from the chef's point of view, the conflict is, how do I do the best job I can on this day for this challenge, for this meal? I mean, it's really meaningful to see how their points of view translate to the plate. And I think it's compelling to watch someone try to be as good as they can in a field that they're really passionate about. Whatever that field is, it's really wonderful to watch somebody to strive for excellence. And for us, that's where the conflict comes. It doesn't come from insulting people. It doesn't come from making people feel belittled or, going after each other or at each other. That's not what our show is about. That's not the atmosphere here on set. That's not what we're at all interested in doing.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even see the reality stuff in their homes, in the cast house. I don't see any of that until like 2 or 3 days before the show is actually airing. If I'm going and doing post-production, I see some of it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't concern me at all. All I'm concerned with is their cooking, what happens in the kitchen, what happens at judge's table. It's the only time that matters.
Okay. Well, listen, good luck to the show for the Emmys next month, and good luck to you personally. Let's hope that you get back on that ballot. We'd love to see that. And thank you for your time, Padma. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Fingers crossed.